Hello everyone, welcome back. Lovely to be here again with you. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Not too cold, not too hot. Luckily, the weather's cooled off here. I have a little, what would you call this? I'm doing a little challenge today that was set by me, for me by Mandy from my Facebook group. And she said that she doesn't have a printer and she doesn't have any kinds of printed papers, and she'd like to know, how could I take a square envelope and decorate it using items that aren't printed, or for people that don't have printers at all, so no digitals are allowed to be used. So I thought, oh, this is something interesting. I'd like to try and come up with some ideas on how to do that for not only Mandy, but for anyone who doesn't have a computer or printing facility. So I've gathered, my desk is piled high, there's a shadow here, with the sort of things that I had a little think about. And this is an endless selection, so please add it to the comments below, you know, of things that you can use that might not cost you much, and also can really make some beautifully decorated ephemera. In my case, it's going to be square envelopes. I'm going to show you what I do with those, and I thought I'd just share that with all of you. So I'm going to go through some ideas, and I'm hoping that these will inspire you or prompt you to go and have a look for some of these things around your house. These are things that most of these things you will have. All right, so they're going to cost you pretty little. Some are recyclable, some are, you know what I'm like. Anyway, I'm going to start straight away. First of all, and I just had this piece here, but it could be any piece of fabric is a great way to add some kind of pattern. So look for the scraps of fabric, even old clothes that don't fit or you're throwing out. You know, sometimes there's some really good fabric that you can use from them, so have a look. One of the things that I know I use is, I don't know if this is in all the countries, but if you've got to hang up a top, then often with tops they tend to put ribbon pieces in to go over the hangers. I cut those ribbon bits off because it is satin ribbon where we are, and I use those because it's lovely thin fine ribbon and get some beautiful things there. All right, so fabric bits are number one. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I've just brought a pile here, cards. Thank you cards, birthday cards, all sorts of cards. I'm not going to cut up my cards because I'm very sentimental, so these are just some of my cards. But I just wanted to show you, you've got beautiful florals on the front. Look at this one. This is gorgeous. Butterflies here, you could cut those out and use those. You know, all sorts of beautiful cards with lovely images, whether they are birthday, thank you, whatever it is. Look at that, absolutely stunning. All right, so go and have a look at the cards that you could have and repurpose. That's another way that you could use them, and make another use for them instead of them just lying in the drawer. All right, so that's another one. All right, so here are some of the stamps. So this one is one I've had, and I love flourishes. So this is the Fabulous Flourish Stampers Anonymous stamp. I just like to use a piece of it. I don't always use the whole thing. So there's that. You know, this is another firm favorite of mine. Tim Holtz again, but it's the field notes, because these make beautiful labels. And if you don't have a printer, this is a great way to make your own label. This one I got as a freebie. This is actually an Edith Holden Stampers set. It came with one of my crafting magazines about 2 years ago. And this is all Edith Holden images. And I got this for nothing with the book. So, and the book wasn't new either. It was secondhand and it came all together. So there you go. You can use those kind of things. So often you get stamps for free. Another way you can decorate pages are using your stencils. Right, so go and grab your stencils. If you don't have a stencil, you can use a doily, a paper doily. They're often patterned. That also works as well. if you use the pattern doily and use one of these soft brushes, it works a treat. So you can do that. Or you can cut a pattern like we used to when we were kids. Fold a piece of paper into 4 sections and cut out little designs and use it like that. If you use that from card, that will work really well. Another idea would be using stickers. All right, so these are stickers of butterflies that you peel off and stick down. So there's that kind of stickers. You get all sorts of sizes and stickers from all over. Handmade paper, lovely way to add background if you've got handmade paper, or this has been avocado dyed or tea stained. Those are another examples. Here's a great way to add excitement to your pages with napkins, paper napkins. Here's one with butterflies on, and I love this one. It's got beautiful edges, and the butterflies here are absolutely beautiful. So when you look at any side here, you know, I think you've got 4 panels like that just on the one napkin. So napkins are a great way as well. Here's another free way that you can go and add interest to your pages. Wallpaper. Now if you go to your hardware section, they often have areas where you can get quite a huge piece as a sample piece. So, you know, wallpaper, great way to add patterns, and wallpaper is great to work with. Okay, so this is one of my favorite ways of adding interest to a page. Okay, it's getting full here. Right, now I got this pack from a lovely lady, and from Karen, and this is, I've put in some other bits here, but it was just a great way for me to share with you what I'm talking about. Now this is shorthand paper. This is old book pages. So whether it's shorthand pages, whether you've got old music paper, you can use, this is paper that you use from a DIY store, you know, piano paper. There's all sorts, book paper, dictionary pages, all sorts of old pages. You know, that's just endless. So we all know about that one. You all know about old books. This is a herbal book that I have. I haven't cut out of it yet because I actually quite enjoy this book, but it's pretty old actually. But you do get the most gorgeous monotone images in these books, and I do love monotone images. You get colors as well, but you do get the most gorgeous pages like in here, and you know I like to use the monotone. So if you go through this, you get beautiful images. You can use any books. All right, Edith Holden is one we all love and know, but of course there are many others as well. And don't be afraid if you wanted to use an actual photograph. There's nothing wrong with using a little photograph from the books as well. You know, it doesn't always have to be an illustration. Okay, so don't be afraid of old books. And then you probably know Daphne's Diary. This is some old ones of mine. These do have beautiful pages inside, and you can find all sorts of textures and bits and pieces from here. And I tell you, any magazine is a great magazine to use. Now I didn't take out of this magazine. I've taken everything out of this magazine, and this magazine is for free because I get this with my Waitrose card, and if you have a Waitrose card, it's free. All right, so I have taken pages out of here just to give you an example. This duck egg blue font over there. I've taken quite a few bits out. I took from the ice cream I'm going to show you. Don't think it's just certain things. I've even taken from the green beans. All right, and you think green beans, why is she tearing up the green beans to put in the project? But you'll see. All right, you'll see. So here's some herbal bits I tore out of here. And what is that? I took a lovely piece of this lovely apple green color here, and I've taken some more from this beautiful color here. Lots of these sorts of pages in these books with wonderful colors. I had some more in the front here. I don't want to bore you with all of this, but everything I've taken out for paper now from magazines has actually come from this book here. Okay, so that is a great way to get some lovely colors into your work if you don't have printed pages. Now, even this lovely soft pink here, which you probably can't see, but it's got like a herringbone design. There's just so many ideas, and there's some beautiful mauves in here. There were just lovely colors in here. There's some pinky colors. Well, lovely. All right, so go and grab, if you've got your supermarket cards or anything like that, go and get these books there for free. Okay, so there's another one. The other thing is, if you've got punches and you want to cut out butterflies, for example, like that, there you go. You don't need a printer for that, and there's a butterfly. You can decorate this up as well. You can put stickles on these. You can do all sorts with that. All right, so there's that. And then another favorite of mine is using, for words, I like to use my French actual documents. So I like to tear out because of the font. I love the font. So I've got all sorts of bits and pieces in here. These are all original documents, and I like to tear out bits and pieces from them as well. All right, so the sky's the limit with things like this. I think I got this as a pack quite about a year ago, and I am still working away these bits here. Just look how beautiful that is. You know, this is just a scrappy pack that I bought, nothing fancy. Okay, so those just give you a couple of ideas. I have, of course, pulled together, well, amongst here these are all from actual book pages themselves. So you can see the text on the back here. Most of this is really from old book pages, which I fussy cut, and I like to use those just like we all do. So I've got them all in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a couple of things. Grabbed what I had as far as square envelopes go. You all have the CD squares. They don't have to be squares, and they don't have to have a circle in the middle. All right, so there's the one. This is another one I have, and I like this a lot. I use this a lot. Again, this is a 6 by 6 inch square. And they don't always have to be used as a 6 by 6 inch square. There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking off a ruler's width at the end there, having that as a pocket, or folding this over, having a tuck spot behind and a design on the front. All right, and maybe a pocket at the top. So the sky's the limit with what you can do with this. Just because the envelope is square or rectangular, don't be afraid to cut it up. You can open this completely up and fold it again how you want. You can cut this straight in half and have, or cut an inch off the end, decorate the surface with lovely layers and have a nice tuck spot. I've done that before. And have, you know, so don't be limited by the shape. Nobody says that these can't be two rectangles. All right, you could cut this right in half and have a pocket there and a pocket there and stick it down. So don't be limited by the shape of something. It's all can be altered. All right, so I'm going to show you just some basic ideas. These are on squares, and then you can take it from there. I'm hoping to inspire you and get you guys to have a go at this yourself. So I'm going to start first of all. Let's just take this one right here. I'm going to keep this flap just to the side so that I could actually attach it into a project. So what I'm going to do is just move my little bits over to the side here, and I'm going to talk you over what I'm going to do. Now the first thing is we need to find the stencil because it's here somewhere. Okay, so I've got my little stencil here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my little makeup brush. Take that off there. I have got this Distress Oxide in Speckled Egg. I'm going to use that because what I'm doing here is like this duck egg blue and sort of mauves, light mauves. All right, so what I want to do first of all is do a bit of a background, because I'm not going to cover this whole thing. I'm going to cover parts of it, but the bit that's open here, because it's cream, I'm quite happy to leave it like that. Of course, if you had white or a different color and you wanted to get rid of that, don't be afraid just to put an old document or an old invoice or whatever you have behind there. All right. And you can always tone down the white with your distress inks or something like that. Right, I'm going to just take this quickly now, and I'm going to just rub some of the duck egg, listen to me, speckled egg here, and I'm going to just make little circles onto the stencil like that. Right, sort of just blend that out. So I've just got a little bit like that in the middle. Okay, right, so we've done that, and now what I want to do is I've got my antique linen, because I used a different one earlier and I wasn't quite convinced with the intensity. I wanted it toned down, so I just want to grab my flourish stamp at the bottom here. I'm just going to put both of these on the top. Right, if you're wanting to know where I got these, I got them all from Amazon. If you want the details, you will find it all on my favorite tools list. So this is a beautiful one and I do like it. Right, so as I said to you, I won't be using the whole thing. I'm going to focus on the top here, and I hope that this isn't going to be too light. We'll see. Hopefully it's not. If not, we'll go with the one I've prepared. Okay, so let's just try and get this here. With any luck, it's going to show up, but subtly. With any luck. Okay, it is, and I'm happy with that. That's the other one, because I'll show you in a minute how the other one turned out. So if you can see that, you can see we've got a bit of a flourish going on there, and we've got the speckled egg underneath. Right, so let's have a look. Let's start with a couple of my bits out the magazine. So the first bit I took were the green beans. As I said to you, I'm going to put that on the end there. And I'm going to just use my glue stick with this, my Uhu glue stick, and I am going to just grab this magazine here. Let's just turn it this way, just so that I've got a surface to do this on. All right, so I'm going to just stick this on the end here of the envelope itself. I'll just push that a little bit over. Okay, so it's not going to be noticeable as green beans by the time we're done. Right, and then what I've got is I've got a little bit of music paper. Just a little bit of music paper. No digitals at all involved today. And we're going to stick that, I think, yeah, just like that. Just like that over there. And then I've got another piece, again from the magazine. This is a lovely soft mauve colour. So I quite like that, and I'm going to stick that sort of like this, I think. Okay, now the other thing, as I said to you earlier, don't be afraid of using little photographs. This is not an illustration, this is a photograph from a magazine. All right. We're going to layer that up sort of like this. Just want to put a bit more glue over there. And then before I stick that, I've got a little bit of wallpaper over here. So this is like a sage green color. And we will then just want to join that up over there. So it needs to just join up with that bit there. I might just take a little bit of my distress ink and just go a little bit around here. Okay, I'm not going to do the last side because we will be covering that up. So I've got a little bit going like that. So let's just see, do I want it Straight. We'll go with straightish. Straightish. Straightish sounds good. Okay, let's put that down there then. Okay. Right, this is coming together nicely. Now I have gone and pulled out from the various books. I've got a bit of a monotone one, and I like that because it makes this pop. I'm going to put that sort of about there. I want to put that just at the top there, and then I'm going to sort of, yeah, was that a little bit over, and then I wanted this one more over this side, sort of like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's get that stuck down. So it was first of all this one here. Okay, and it is easy working with a glue stick, and this Uhu glue is not bad. I do quite like it when I'm making tags. Okay, so I think that's about where I had it, there or thereabouts. And then we will stick down this little one. Okay, we'll just put that one just over there. So I'm just blending in where the lines are joining. I love the green beans there. That pop of green is gorgeous. I'm not sure that these finer ones are going to cope with this, so we'll go with this glue, the art glitter glue, my fave. Right, we'll just put that there, and we'll just, because there's a line there, I just want to get rid of it, so I'm going to just move that. There we go, that's the spot for it. Okay, we've got that, and this one needs a bit of a glue. That's better. Okay, and then what I've got is, I've got one of my little pieces of French script there. I'm going to just put some glue on that. There we go. We'll just put that across there, I think. All right, and then I've got a little stamp, a little like vintage photo color. This is original proper stamp, postage stamp, and I'm going to just put that in. Stamps are a great thing to use. I mean, any of these things are really great to use, but you can't go wrong with stamps. They just add that little bit of interest there. And then the last thing is, I've cut this out of a butterflies and moths book that I got. All right, so just found one that would tone in here, and going to just stick that down. And who's to say that a lot of this stuff came out of books or magazines that were destined for the dump anyway, you know, so there's nothing wrong with that. And then we're just going to place that butterfly down over there. Okay, how gorgeous is that? I quite like how that's turned out, I must be honest. Now, of course, because this is slightly long for my book page, I think what I would do is probably trim that off there. Just, you know, just up to about that point. That will give me a pocket in there. And on the back here, I would probably cover this with a little bit of music paper, and then use some of my very old plain paper to make a journaling spot here, and add on another fussy cut flower probably. Okay, but of course, like I said to you, if you'd made this narrower and folded this over here, you could make a nice tuck spot on the back as well. Okay, so there's the first one. Who would say those were even green beans? It doesn't look anything like green beans now. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed that one. I hope that you can see it and it's not out of focus. But just shows you all the things that we can use, and none of it is from a printable at all. Just trying to think what else I wanted to say. Parchment paper is another good one. Yeah, stickers are a good one. Any old antique documents are great. anything like that at all. Oh, calendars, old calendars. If you've got old calendars, that's another great way to, especially if they have florals or anything really, just the colors. If you're using the paper in strips like that, would make a great addition. All right, so there's the one. We'll just put that one aside. I'm going to show you another one quickly. And I've mocked this up, but I'm going to show you what I've done here. I've got handmade paper here, wallpaper here. I've used parchment paper and stamped a bird on there. Again, this is a flower from an old book, and so is this one. And then again, 3 pieces from the magazine, a bit of old dictionary, and a sticker over here. All right, so that's what we've got there. And then I just wanted to talk to you how I got that there. And it's something we all have. So I'm going to just put this aside quickly. And I'm just going to show you on the back of this envelope, because I will cover this back. But because I don't have another one out, I thought, no, I must show this. So this is what I did. I've got my distress ink. Take any color you choose. Oh, let me just put the glue lid on here. All right, so any color you choose. And what I did was, I've taken a piece of bubble wrap. All right, just plain bubble wrap. And all I've done is, I have just pressed my distress ink onto the bubble wrap. Just like that. Okay, great way to give you a bit of texture. And again, what I have done, while it's like this, I've just decided, right, I want it over here. I've just taken the back of the distress ink, and I have just pressed it straight down like that. Okay, pull it off, and there you have a bit of texture. Look at that. Isn't that clever? I'm sure I've seen somebody do something with bubble wrap, so I'm not going to say I own it, but when I saw it over there, I just thought, oh, I was thinking of how can I do things with things around the house. All right, and that actually looks really nice if you just have to put a little floral element there. Not that one, because that's printable, but here's one that's not. If you had to just put a little floral element there, and maybe 1 or 2 things, that would look beautiful on the back, and maybe a little bit of script stamping or something like that. That would look really pretty. Okay, so there's that. Now go back to the front. I think I had it like that. What we will do here is we're going to stick these 3 down, so we'll do that really quickly. Let's do that quickly. So I'm going to start with the green from the magazine again. It's all from the magazine. Gorgeous colors in the magazine, so you can't go wrong with that. Did I have this one here? I'm saying that because I didn't really want the straight edge there, but it's all right. I'll stick this one down here. We will go with this one over there, so we won't have to see too much of that straight edge. Okay, so we'll just stick that one right down over there, a little bit higher like that. Oops. And then again, this is from magazine. I've just got a bit of daisies on it. I thought, oh, that's cute. So we've got a few daisies sticking out there, and I'll make this one a bit lower like that. Okay. Oh, before we stick that one down, I wanted to put a bit of dictionary page underneath here. This is really old French dictionary. I'm going to just stick that a little bit underneath there like that. A little bit higher, I think. All right. The good thing about this glue is that it's forgiving, and you can get some bits and pieces out. Right, and then at the bottom here, I've got some handmade paper that's been avocado dyed. It's nice and thin. You could use any sort of tissue paper, gift wrap paper, whatever you can get hold of really. So we'll just stick that down there like that. And then I've got a little bit of wallpaper, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Let's get down the actual pages here. So we'll just do this quickly, like that. And I just want to ascertain where I want this. Yeah, so let's put that on the side like that. I do love a bit of monotone below. Okay. The only thing with book pages is once you've used that flower, you can't use it again unless you buy another book. So that's a problem. You know, as you do. Okay, so let's just get that positioned there. Oops, a little bit up. There we go. Coming together nicely. Just want to trim that one off the bottom there. Right, there we go. And then I've got my little stamp that I showed you. This came from my Tim Holtz Field Notes stamps, and I wanted to just stick that a little, you know, coming out there a little bit. So I think I'm going to just do that with this art glitter glue. Just stick that on the sides quickly, like that. Tuck it in behind there, and we'll just have it angled like that. Okay, then we've got a bit of wallpaper, scrappy bit, and as you know, there's nothing wrong with scraps. I love scraps. They give me ideas. So we'll stick that just a little bit more tucked below. So we'll do that, and now I think I'm ready to stick this one down forever. Okay, there we go. Oh, that one's a bit loose. There we go. And then of course we've got this little stamped flower word, and these little letters all click together, as I say, and again they're on my Amazon favorite list if you want the details. Okay, so I do love doing those as well. Right, I'm going to just put this, I think, over the end there. Okay, flowers. There we go. And then this little sticker, which is quite tough to get out, but I've done it. That was lucky. Normally I struggle with these. And I'm going to just put this right over there. There we go. All right, so we have another one done already. How good is that? We've got 2 done. And of course, you can always go and once you've trimmed off the edge there, because I would want a pocket or whatever, you know, go and then just distress the edges. Don't be afraid to do that. So nothing wrong with doing that. And now we've just got the last little one, which is a different envelope quickly. What I've got here is a CD case. Again, I've got this on the back here like that. And I have used a lot of bits and bobs here. So let's just start. I've got the ice cream page that I took out of a magazine, and I'm going to just put that up there. I just love the colors. It's like creams, but the texture's lovely. So we've got that one, if I can get it off the magazine. We'll put that at the top here, like that. Okay. Okay, and then let me just go for this side. I took off, as I said, a little bit of herbs, and this is some of that lovely apple green. You're not going to see all the words here. I am going to stick it right on the edge, so let's go and do that. Oops, sorry. Just hit the tripod. Okay, this one was quite high up, I think, and I do put another piece on the bottom here, so I'm going to stick that there for the moment, and I'll sort out that bit in a sec. Then I'm going to put the herb one next to it, like that. I don't want that one quite so wide, So we'll just trim it down. Okay, so let's just have that there. Okay, and I'm going to just trim this bit off a bit. There we go. And then I did have another little piece for down here. So this is just another piece of that. Same paper. And I will go around and trim this all at the end. Right, so I've got another bit of green. And we'll just stick that at the bottom here. And that's going to be covered, so you know you're not going to know. As I said, I'll trim those bits at the end. And then I've got another piece of the ice cream paper. So I'm going to just stick that over on this last edge here. Let's just stick that there, and we'll do that like that. All right, so let's just trim off some of these bits here. Okay, you can always go around and distress it at the end. So I'll probably distress it at the end. Right, so I've got my base going on there. And now what I want to do is I want to add a couple of bits. So I've got another piece of the lavender paper, and I pulled out some of the sort of duck egg instructions I saw there in the magazine. These are all from the magazine. And I'm going to put them just over on the edge here. So let's just stick those down quickly. And the thing with this is just layer it all up. That's what I say. Layer it all up. You can't see what's going on, but it's giving you these pops of color as you look around, you know. And then I've got a little bit of that French dictionary page there. I'm going to put that right over there just to, you know, nobody can read what we're saying. Okay. Then we're going to put a few little flowers on this side. So again, from a book, and I think I'll stick with the art glitter glue with this. Now what I thought was, I've used that field notes stamp again just to make this onto a piece of tea stained paper scrap. So just get rid of the white sections here, and we will stick this down. Did I want it? I wanted it over here, I think. Yeah, like that. And then I've got a lovely little stamp here. Look at that. Beautiful Irish stamp. Beautiful. Picks up the colors here perfectly. So thought I'd use that. And you can't go wrong with postage stamps. You know, great for this kind of thing. Okay, so there we have that one. Okay, so just wanted to go through a couple of things before I show you the last bits. I also took out a monochrome page from a book, and I did colour them in with some watercolours. I was just messing about, and you know, with the water and the ink. You can decorate and make some of those pop as well, so that would work. I'm not great at watercolours, but even pencils or anything like that. I just wanted to show you quickly, if you take a square envelope, cut it in half, you could actually have two lovely pockets that you could stick down onto your page as well. All right, so envelopes are great for doing that. And if I had to just pull out some of my book bits and pieces and a bit of a doily here, I'll put the doily sort of over there. And I've just got a bit of stenciling and some ink like I did earlier. Put that one there, sort of put this one there, and that sort of brings out the blue a bit. You know, have a little scrap of lace. It could be longer, but I'm just trying to give you an idea here. You know, you could run some lace across the bottom. I'd do it further along actually. And you could have a lovely pocket to go onto one of your book pages. All right, so that's another idea that you can do with square envelopes. Don't be limited by the shape itself. go and open it up, make it one long rectangle, refold it, do different things, you know. Just to show you how I've ended up with these now, I have stitched around the edge here. I've cut the top off so you've got a bit of a pocket, and I've put a bit of wallpaper in here just to cover the white. So that's ready to put a journaling card in. That can just fit into your journal. Then on this side I have also cut off the side over here. I've just stitched around it and distressed around it, and that's ready for a journal card, and it can go into your journal as well. All right, so that's great as well. Then on this side I'm going to make this a flip down like that. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to open up one of these, which one I'm going to open up yet. Probably this side, and just take a thin slither off there and put a journal card in there, or maybe this side. So I'm not quite sure. I'll wait until I put it into an actual project of mine. Again, haven't stitched this one, you don't have to. I've just distressed it around the edges like that. So there you go, we've got a couple of projects just quickly run off with no digitals involved at all. Hopefully goodies you can get from around the house, and of course making some pockets as well. So we've got that as well. All right, so I hope that helps with the challenge, and I'd love to see what you guys can do without using a single digital at all. Go and post it there in my Facebook group if you like. I'd love to see what you guys are going to come up with. It is a challenge, but it was a fun challenge and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you so much for offering that to me, and I hope that you guys go ahead and try it for yourself. Thanks for all your lovely support, everybody. And I loved seeing everybody's pets over the weekend. That was absolutely lovely. Gosh, it took me 5 hours to answer them all, but it was well worth it. I just loved it. I'm such an animal lover. We even talked about toads and birds and cows. It was amazing. So thank you for all of that, ladies and gents. Lovely to hear from you as always. I'm going to see you guys in the next video, so take care and goodbye.